force to be reckoned with. And Butters coming in as well. He performed really well during SI quals with Last Dance. So I'm not going to be surprised to see him performing well. And POGCHAMP, they have been
Nyx has always
really tip-top team when it comes to
star players. So him coming back in, I doubt we'll see much change from his play. He was typically like a soft breach player. He was like Sledge a lot. I actually don't know who POGCHAMP is currently subbing out. So once we actually get into the op select phase, I'll be able to tell. Thatcher will be the first van from ARIAL Rise. Very standard one at that. Of course, you know, it's Oregon. As what happened?
So
Kool-Aid has crashed and it is now bugged. It's always Jameson.
It is always
Jameson's PC is such a piece of crap, man. He like
oh man.
Yeah, but we can resume the timer and then pause once operator bans are actually done.
Yeah.
But that it's always Jameson, man. He's got to upgrade something because
he needs to win this tournament so he can have some money to finally fix his PC.
I mean, he just won CCS, man.
He needs some more. He needs a full rig reboot. That's what he needs right now.
Yeah, Ace has also been taken off the board, so that's also another very standard ban on Oregon. These are exactly what you'd expect from this match so far. Nothing special. Defense bans, I assume, are also going to be like very expected. There's the Womai. I imagine the next one will be Mira.
Likely.
Probably. I also want to mention too, the last two possible maps are Villa in Oregon. Very I told you POGCHAMP decided to ban Villa because ARIAL Rise are undefeated on that map. I was kind of scared. I was like, are you really gonna go into Villa? Like, there's no way, because they beat POGCHAMP on that map before.
I told you, man. It's the T3 triad of sin. It's just.
Hey, at least we've gotten a different map every game so far.
Yeah, that's fair. At least it hasn't been 4 maps in a row of Villa or Cafe or Clubhouse. I'm perfectly fine with that. I will say that much. And yeah, they're going to be heading down to Laundry Supply first with ARIAL Rise starting on defense. It's I'm interested to see how this is really going to play out. I think the main thing I'm going to be looking at is how they play the roam here, because it looks like it's going to be Dami primarily on the roam here and going to be the main force slowing down the push coming from POGCHAMP.
Oh. Butters and Nyx are here in place of DP Fire and Young Alec.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know DP Fire and Young Alec, they are the star-studded entry duo for POGCHAMP. So very, all right, so Nyx, it looks like, is going to be taking up... Well, actually, we've seen a bit of a role swap now that Jarvis is on the team. Jarvis has become now an Ashe main, so DP Fire is kind of more on flex. So it's Nyx now taking up Young Alec roles, Butters taking up DPs.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just see how they play it. ARIAL Rise will start on the defense. Oregon, they go Laundry first. Of course, we saw from the CCS Grand Finals that ARIAL Rise played. They are absolutely no slouches on this map.
Yeah,
they're still an extremely good Oregon team, though. So is POGCHAMP. This is one of POGCHAMP's favorite maps.
Yeah, I mean it's no surprise at all. So Again, I said it before, I'll say it again, this is going to be one of the best matches we see tonight. I think probably the main thing here is they're going to need to get tower control very quickly, and it looks like Prod is already going to be on that, throwing a drone up in there and trying to clear out any roamers that may be sitting up in here. If they can get tower control and slowly make their way down through pillars, that's going to be a big linchpin for this map, is taking care of the pillars. And Nyx already moving in and taking care of the blockade on Freezer Stairs and pushing back Gunner. who's actually sitting on freezer chairs looking for anyone pushing through elbow.
Of course, we still got our favorite shield, the elbow shield.
Oh, elbow shield.
Being protected by all those ADSs, as there is no Wamai, so you're going to allocate most of your Jaeger's utility there. Gunner's going to get the first kill of the game. It's going to be on the Nyx, former pro, who might still be a current pro. We'll see what happens when the next stage comes around.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be taken off the board. No more Zofia as well. Zofia is a very, very good operator in both her gun as well as her utility. No longer do you have those impacts to play with. If you want to clear this shield, you're going to have to rely on the nades and the Ash instead. Pretty slow so far from PogChamp, as Trippin is still inside a bunker looking through those holes. We're down a minute and a half, and all that's happened is PogChamp have suffered a death.
Yeah, and I mean, it's moving pretty slow. And one of the things I noticed about PogChamp, it's been a little while since I've been able to cast them, but one thing I noticed pretty consistently about them is they're, for the most part, there's kind of two styles of play that you see from teams at this level. Is you see either a chip away team where they just slowly break away the defenses and whittle it down until there's nothing left and they can just move on in. And then you see teams that they are just very explosive in how they go. But there's Dami just to go ahead and rip away a triple kill with Kool-Aid finishing it up, and ARIAL Rise will take a flawless round. I was just sitting here trying to talk about playstyles, and Dami just said, no, the round's over.
His girl is in the CCS stream. Wow, Dami, playing on the barrel's door, just destroyed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Killed one on tower stairs, killed another, whipped around a bunker and destroyed Trippin, and Kool-Aid was there for the support.
Yep.
Beautiful shots being landed by Dami, and as Gunner said, it's because he's playing for Kami 45. Shout out, by the way. Now we're back on. That was a flawless round.
Absolutely.
Absolutely beautiful from ARIAL Rise. Now we're gonna go back onto. We're gonna go upstairs. We're gonna go to dorms. Wings currently playing on Max's roles. He's kite on basement, smoke on upstairs. He seems to be fitting in with the team perfectly. Although, you know, that is only the first round. We've still got a whole map to go to see how Wings does. I'm not quite sure if I know for sure he is not yet a permanent member of the team. What I'm not sure about is whether he is just a sub or if this is like his tryout. We'll have to see what happens in the future. I know ARIAL Rise are actively looking. I know there's some very notable names that they're looking at too. One of which, in particular, I'm crossing my fingers. Max was telling us last night, if the player he was telling us gets on this team, I can't say that on the stream. I will be really happy.
Yeah, let's leave it at that, Crow.
Yeah, I won't go any further.
Anyways, so they're going to be playing upstairs in dorms, and now Gunner is going to be playing a very aggro position, as well as the Malusi of Dami, both playing pretty aggressive here. The 416 and the MP5 really the guns to be doing it with. Nyx also playing aggressive on the little sandwich window right there.
Gunner now on the Jaeger, taking it from Dami. Going to be playing on the bottom of main stairs. Of course, the main push from PogChamp is going to be probably coming through towards games, and step one of that is clearing out lobby and classroom. We've also got the players on the attack over towards attic with the Maverick, with the other two players for the utility burn by the ledge, trying to flush this Maestro out and take full control of the attic and move themselves in so they can get that push down on the site. However, Whitlock start things off well for his team. He takes out Nyx from... I don't know. Did he just swing the trophy door?
Potentially. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, it was an interesting kill, and I'm all for that. And why would you swing that Maestro? Kool-Aid, why? You've got people sitting there watching the angle, and oh Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid.
He was feeling it.
Hey, Jameson was just feeling himself right there. All right, I got to give him that much at least. All right.
Of course, At least it's not a deficit. You're just back to even. And I don't know if Gunner's been droned out. He's just still kind of chilling on main stairs. There's someone who could potentially come from his backside, but Jarvis will not opt to push in just yet. He'll break the classroom window, something that Gunner can obviously hear. Go for that destruction under the main wall, but Gunner finds the kill. There we go. That main stairs presence remaining undroned finally finds the mark. Nade rolls in, does a little bit of damage to Gunner, but no, Butters whips the shots. Gunner on the repeat finds the kill. Pistol out. Can't find the other, though, as the Maverick finds the trade. 3 versus 2. ARIAL Arise still, though, in the man advantage, with Prod very lit up, stuck inside of Attic on his own, and he'll get finished off by Whitlock for Whitlock's second of the round, and through the floor. Gunner still downstairs, still undroned. ARIAL Arise take round number 2.
Gunner and Whitlock were the 2 big players there. I mean, Whitlock just getting super aggro and Gunner really benefiting from a lack of information from POGCHAMP there. I mean, he was just able to sit downstairs completely free. They had no idea of his position, and because of that, he was able to take down Jarvis like that. And then very shortly after, I mean, he was just able to sit in the hole that Jarvis made, might I add, and take out the push going into sight. I mean, that was a big mistake on the side of POGCHAMP in not either communicating or not getting that information that you really needed to have in that situation.
Rob just said, hello, Dommy's girl in Twitch chat.
I love Rob.
Alright. Now, also, I just realized I may have in the last round called Malusi Gunner.
I think you did.
Yeah, that's my bad. That was Dommy.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know why I said Gunner, but
it's one of those days.
My bad.
It's one of those days, Crow.
No, that one's on me. Okay. This is ARIAL Arise on dining. This is what they usually do. Maestro in showers, obviously, doing the impact trick thing. The main thing I want to focus on, that our beautiful observer is highlighting, is the upstairs hold. They sit 2 to 3 people up here, usually in and around attic and kids' dorms. The warden sits on the hatch and holds the pixel on the small tower wall to deny the plant. That's Gunner's job. The reason why he's warden is because if they happen to go for a smoke plant, he can see through it and deny it. And that is just unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Nick's trying to go for a play
so.
through the drone hole. Gunner just says, nope. And
Nix is having a rough game. I'm not gonna lie. Nix is having a bit of a rough game here so far. I mean, he's 0-3. He's been the opening pick 3 rounds in a row. He doesn't seem to be having a good time here. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean that death right there, that's not even his fault. That was just Gunner being like, haha, hee hee. I'm gonna peek this window.
Yep. Pretty much.
That is just unfortunate. This is interesting from the Maverick because he's got that upstairs angle. He can kind of open the top of the wall a little bit and put pressure down on the Kool-Aid, but that whole, you know,
it goes both ways.
As Emzo loves to say, they work both ways. Kool-Aid's gonna get damage on the prod. Of course, it's negligible. It's not too much, but still damage nonetheless. Malusi in sight going to be flushed out by that nade, but POGCHAMP, yet again, they suffer a first loss and there's still no response.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I don't know. POGCHAMP just simply are not ready for what ARIAL Arise is bringing. Because ARIAL are bringing some pretty good strats, but they aren't ready for Dommy, Gunner, or Whitlock. I mean, because those have been the main 3 that have just been running all over the place and killing people. They just aren't ready for them to just swing around corners and kill them.
Yeah, I mean, if the thing about ARIAL Arise is they can be a very structured team. They have strats. But if you get aggressive against them, they are not afraid to monkey the hell out. Case in point, Gunner's going to get another kill. Trippin goes down, and the Nomad trying to get that Gambit play against Kool-Aid tucked inside of Shower. Could have been a great angle from the window, but Kool-Aid's faster on the draw. Now, there is a refrag as Gunner finally goes down. The Warden, though, is not the best pick you want in this situation. It is a
The
kill,
Maestro,
though.
however.
Butters does find Maestro. You are right. Maestro goes down, but you still got smoke. And speaking of, Wings is going to try and swing out, but instead... Oh, no. Dami is going to swipe both the kills from Wings. That was just sad to watch from the smoke's perspective as Dami finds both of them. What a play! The 1-2 punch from the Malusi, finding both the players trying to pinch him. That was sad from Wings. We saw him trying for the kill. Dami was like, "Yo,
these are
Tommy's
mine.
watching, bro. I gotta step up." And ARIAL will take a perfect site rotation, 3-0.
Yeah, it's a good solid piece of momentum in favor of ARIAL Arias here, and if POGCHAMP really want to get things going their way, they need to stop this steamroll that seems to be happening from ARIAL Arias here. They need to pick up at least a side or two in this half. They have to stop the perfect rotation from happening once again. They absolutely can. They still have the potential. I mean, we're still only 3 rounds into this. I mean, this is still very recoverable by POGCHAMP, but they got to start making some moves now. I mean, you've got 3 players on your team still on donuts. It's a little bit rough, to say the least.
Oh, I just noticed if you go to mikeandike.com, on their front page, it says that they're partnered with Nerd Street.
Oh,
That's cool.
that's cool.
Peeps owns Mike and Ike? I didn't know that. You know those little like marshmallow bird things?
I know Peeps.
I love Peeps. They're really good. Sorry, because DJ, our producer DJ asked us what our favorite Mike and Ike flavor was. So I was like, it's a great question. I'm gonna look up their flavors. And I think it's the sour mix. I like the sour mix. The sour mix is good.
Yeah, I
Original pretty good.
I gotta go with our producer, and I gotta say, I gotta go with the original here. They've been the tried and true, and I can't. I just gotta say that it's just the best.
There, in the upper echelon of gummy candy, they're up there with, honestly, they might be up there with Sour Patch Watermelon.
Yeah.
But Nick so far, lasting through the first minute. That's improvement. Start to make his way down the tower stairs, trying to get that pressure into pillar. Is Dami is yet again playing the barrel's doorway, where he got that 3K in the first round. Wings, of course, still doing his best max impression.
Crow, and I'm getting some deja vu here.
Are you?
I'm getting some deja vu, Crow.
Well, I mean, we started off differently, though. Wings is dead. He's getting a fragged out by Butters. That didn't happen last time. Wings actually has seen one person in the past 3 rounds, and the moment he is able to take another gunfight, he dies. Which is, which is kind of unfortunate.
It's truly unfortunate. And Dami just gonna run into the sights of Nyx. He's gonna finally get off that donut there and join the club of Prod and Butters of people who have kills on POGCHAMP.
Kool-Aid is also significantly low on HP thanks to a wayward nade. Oh no, is Gunnar doing his Maestro flank? Alright, he's chilling inside a freezer. I thought he was going to go
That's
for a
what
flank.
he did last time. He just sat inside a freezer and was there for the late rotate if necessary.
It's something he always does. He loves flanking his Maestro, and as the breaches start to go down from the Thermite, Whitlock will find the first kill for his team. Down goes Prod, and he'll back off into Laundry and, play for his smoke grenades, which he can do. He's also very scared of perhaps a Laundry separation, as wow, Butters threading the needle. Unfortunately, cannot stop the smoke grenade, but the smoke grenade's not stopping Trippin. He's going to let the plant go down. Whitlock on the long angle will be able to down and finish off Nyx. There tries to be a trade, but as he takes the shotgun out for the close engagement, he does not expect another long-range one. POGCHAMP finally are able to stop the bleeding. They take their very first round on their attack.
Yeah, I mean, they finally able to really pick up a round, and that's what I said that they needed. And they took it in a very dominant fashion, too. It wasn't, it came down to a 1v1, POGCHAMP came out on top. No, they had, 3 or 4 people still up on the round. I mean, that is what they need to do. They need to just shut down ARIAL Arise's momentum here and now, and then just continue capitalizing off of that, because if they can pick up at least 2 rounds, they pick up 1 more, I'll consider this half at least not an overall loss for them. If they can pick up at least one more round, I feel like they'll be solid going into the next half. I think we'll have a pretty good opportunity to pull it to overtime at the very least.
Aerial Arise, though, they still are feeling confident, as they should. They always do. They'll go back up to dorms. They'll probably defend it very similarly to the way they did last time. Of course, though, last time much of their defense was off the back of Gunner downstairs, getting the frag onto Jarvis, and rotating around into Classroom, and getting another kill through the floor. That was mainly because he remained undroned. Hopefully, POGCHAMP are now cognizant of that position and are aware of it. And hopefully don't fall for the same exact thing again.
Yeah.
He's not even in the same place.
Yeah, he's sitting up in tower now, which he's trying to go for a drone there. He's able to take it out. Only 15 seconds into the round here, and he's actually running around with Malusi there of Dami, and looks like they're going to be playing through the basement here. Dami is playing a little bit more of a fluid position than he was before as well.
Whitlock taking some damage, or not damage, but taking some shots over towards tower and nearly receiving some from, I believe, the construction spawn. But yeah, Gunner is still downstairs over towards the laundry side of things. There's a drone inside of lobby, kind of covering his position. He should be spotted out soon, or spotted out if he goes for an aggressive play, now that they have that pre-placed drone. In comes the Zofia, but no, here's the peek! They didn't drone far enough! Gunner is yet again on the same hold, misdroned, and down goes Nyx first.
Once again.
POGCHAMP need to... They're not being thorough enough.
Yeah, I mean, with a team that is able to be as fluid as Aerial Arises, I mean, they're able to just move all over the map like it's nothing. I mean, they have very, very solid roaming. They have very, very solid map control. They're able to just mold how they please. I mean, you have to be very, very thorough, and you have to be very, very consistent with your droning, or else you're going to have a situation like that happen, because I cannot remember who said it. And I'm going to feel bad if it's one of my good friends. But it was something along the lines of, if you droned somewhere 30 seconds ago, you haven't droned there. Because of how fast and how loose this game plays. If you haven't droned there within the last 5 or 10 seconds, you really cannot count on the information that you had there previously.
Yeah. It's information in Siege becomes stale very quickly.
Yep.
Especially when you're trying to hunt roamers. Speaking of, there's Dami downstairs peeking up through the attic hatch. Butters, unaware of his position, gets caught out. Wings with another one on the trip, and finally a kill for him, though. Through the hatch that Dami had previously gotten the kill through, he will be fragged out and traded by Prod. Just him and Jarvis, the two 3-speeds now on the attackers, and trying to clutch up a 2 versus 4. The rest of the defense getting a little bit aggressive. Wings, you can see, trying to play for that pixel angle, but he'll start throwing out those gas grenades. That's going to force a repositioning here from Jarvis. He'll go around, maybe on the kids' rappel, as he's just kind of dipped out of attic. Close angle being played by both the Smoke and the Maverick. The Maverick wins out that fight. Good frag from Prod, but Gunner still holds the diffuser. Even if POGCHAMP can control the site, it doesn't mean much, as Whitlock has 1 kill on a Prod. Jarvis is the last one left, and he's trapped inside attic. Kool-Aid will get the final kill from inside kids' dorms. Aerial Arise will not let the momentum slip out of their favor. They take their 4th defensive win.
They really, really needed to get that win there, POGCHAMP did, if they wanted to truly shut the momentum down of Aerial Arise, because nothing else right now. That was just that last round that they lost to POGCHAMP was more of just a speed bump than anything else. Because I mean, they're just continuing to roll over POGCHAMP like it's nothing. I mean, they really, really need to make a very serious change, because that's another thing I've been noticing from POGCHAMP is, doesn't matter where they're going, same operator lineup, no matter what they do. It has not changed in the slightest. That is something I noticed very early on about POGCHAMP. That was one of their, I felt like that was one of their strategies, and that's some strategy I've seen translate down to Tier 3 and Tier 2 as well. I say that because a lot of these players come from a Tier 1 background, is that they find, especially on attack, they find a lineup of operators that works and is flexible enough to work wherever they may go, and just harp on that lineup, and they just stick with it no matter what, even if they aren't able to get the utility usage that they maybe get for switching out someone else. Like for example, maybe switching Trippin out for Ace there, because the Thermite, while helpful, is not as strong as Ace can be in a lot of situations.
Yeah, Ace is kind of Ace is a little bit more all around. Thermite kind of, at this point in the meta, Thermite's a little bit more niche. Ace is kind of I can do everything. I can hard breach. I can frag out.
Yeah,
I got
pretty
smoke
much.
grenades. You know, you can play any playstyle you want with Ace. That's the beautiful thing about it. With Thermite, you really gotta sit back. You can't be too aggressive like you can with Ace. So, it's a lot of it is personal preference, and a lot of people just decide to choose Ace. A lot of strats when you pick a Thermite, it's for some very specific purpose. But Aerial Arise will yet again run very similar defensive hold to what they did last time. We got Gunner back on the Warden, though Nyx, this time, not dead within the first 30 seconds. Improvement already. Although, Gunner is looking like he wants to go for the same peak. This time, Nyx is inside the school bus. Not sure if Gunner is aware of that. I know Nyx has no clue that Gunner's kind of trying to go for the peak, but as the breach falls, Trippin gets the first frag. Wings goes down. No more smoke for the defense.
That is going to be big, losing that piece of utility right there. Not having those smoke nades and not having that entry denial anymore is going to be huge, especially with a minute and a half left in the round. That is so much that Aerial Arise had to really slow down this attack that they have just lost entirely right there. But there's Trippin, going to peek into the waiting arms of Kool-Aid there, but Butters is actually going to go ahead and find Gunner. Not sure how that translated, but there is Kool-Aid also going to fall to Nyx there as he cleans up Trippin, and already this round is looking much more in the favor of POGCHAMP than we've seen in the past. Prod going to go ahead and plant. As soon as he sees the planter, though, that is going to be Whitlock following. Dami gets a double kill there. Nyx and Jarvis are going to fall. It's a 1v2. It is all up to Dami here against Prod, and Butters finds the one onto Prod. It's all up to Butters here in a 1v1. The diffuser is planted. It's a post plant for Dami. Less than 20 HP. Is all on him in the bathroom right now. He's floundering, looking for the correct angle to go about this. He knows where the diffuser is. He does not know where Butters is. The shots are going to ring out, but Butters is going to be able to find the shot onto Dami. POGCHAMP take the last round of the half and put it 4-2 as they switch on to defense.
So close for Dami there. If he just lands a couple more shots on that sledge, it is his round, nearly getting the 1v4 post-plant. 3 beautiful shots, too, on those other 3 players, but it wasn't enough. He was too low HP. All Butters needed to do was land a singular bullet, which he was able to do before Dami was able to land any more. So good job to Butters for keeping it cool, keeping it collected, being able to clutch out the 1v1. Dami, great attempt. Brilliant attempt. It's a 4-2 half for Aerial Arise, typically what you kind of expect from Oregon. It's laundry first for POGCHAMP. It's actually funny because I know the running joke on Twitter was Dami wasn't having a couple good games in CCS. He was kind of in a bit of a slump, and the joke was Dami was so good when he was single. Now he's found an e-girl, and it's been all downhill from there.
Oh, man.
But hey, it seems like he's found his stride. He's like, you know what? Now I got something to play for.
Yep, now he's got
showing
something to play for.
He's top frag in the lobby. He's 10-4. It's been beautiful stuff from Dami so far. Insane plays. It's been a living highlight reel, this map.
It absolutely
Fortunately, dude, if he had clutched that round, that would have... Whew! I don't know how it would react.
It came very, very close right there. It honestly came incredibly close.
Fortunately for POGCHAMP, they not only had that good entry into sight thanks to Trippin, they had brilliant plant coverage, especially from Butters and Prod getting that plant down, sticking through it, relying on his teammates like that. Nyx as well being able to kill Kool-Aid inside of showers from the school bus. That position finally working out for him. Of course, Butters getting the 1v1, keeping it calm, cool, and collected. Great job from POGCHAMP that round. But Aerial Arise now on their attack. They are a fearsome attack team. They are no strangers to attacking Oregon. See how it turns out with now Kool-Aid on Max's rolls on the attack, and Wings on Kool-Aid's roll.
Yeah, and already Gunner is making a very quick entry into the site with only about 40 seconds gone. He's already putting pressure onto Freezer Stairs with Kool-Aid and Whitlock following up very closely behind him. They see that the hatch has been... I'm doing it again. Cade! Electroclaw. That thing. I forgot Goyo's name earlier this afternoon, and again, it just happened again. I don't know if I'm okay, DJ. I just forgot one of the most common operators' names. I did it with Goyo earlier. I have no idea what's happening right now.
Well, Aerial Arise have certainly a lot of dedication to this Freezer push. There's, what, 3 players in there right now? As smoke grenades starting to come out from Trippin to try and stall out this push. Gunner gonna try and wade through it. He'll move up a little bit. He sees the corner of the shoulder, takes some shots through. Won't be able to land the head. Butters is lit up. He's low HP, currently the lowest HP member of this lobby, though Dami is not far behind on the Ash. Minute 13 left to go. There's been no engagements, but there we go. Whitlock opens things up. Butters goes down. The Jaeger now finished off. It's a great opener for Aerial Arise leading into the last minute of the round. They've got pressure and laundry. They've got the Freezer crossfire, and now they have complete Freezer control as Gunner takes out Jarvis. Down goes Whitlock, though. He'll be finished off by Nyx, and Dami is on the floor. He's finished off by the gas grenade. Gunner, he doesn't want to move out. He's scared of the crossfire being held from supply, but no, Nyx has no idea. He's in the corner. Fantastic stuff from Gunner. He's got one more to find, though, by the bomb chassis. Pistol out. He's able to get the kill. No, it's actually Kool-Aid to find it after Prod trades out Wings by the backside. Gunner and Kool-Aid now stacked up. Kool-Aid gonna start to get the plant down. Prod, he knows where the last player is. He's able to get the kill. Can't land all the shots. Pistol out. They're both just 1 HP. And Kool-Aid doesn't look at him. Prod, a brilliant 1v3 clutch. And POGCHAMP take round number 7.
That was incredibly close. A 1 HP 1v1 pistol fight between Prod and Kool-Aid. A fight I never thought I'd see.
That was a little bit of a questionable plant spot from Kool-Aid, I have to say, right next to the rotate. If he just moves towards the center of the room, maybe around the corner, that's a much better prospect. But no, because as soon as the cover of Gunner died, Kool-Aid had to spring up. That's not an advantageous fight for the M4 against the Vector at all. Sure, he landed some good shots, but Prod was there with the limited ammo capacity he had, still able to light the hell out of Kool-Aid. And there we go. It's 1v1, both 1 HP, pistols out, and Prod just takes the gunfight and wins it. So Aerial Arise was nearly a decent push, but POGCHAMP battling back just as fervently. Now it's 4-3. No 2-round lead being kept for Aerial Arise, at least not for now. They have another chance on Dorms to bring themselves back to 5v3, but it's still a primary site for POGCHAMP.
If they can pull this back here and they can tie it up, this is going to start heating up, because I mean that came very, very close. I feel like Aerial Arise were also able to take very, very good map control very, very quickly, which is something I didn't really see from POGCHAMP on their attacks, which, if that's indicative of how the rest of this map is going to go for Aerial's attacking half, then that's something that POGCHAMP really needs to be worried about.
Yeah, we also have some more updates in the bracket. I don't know if we already mentioned this, but so far our eliminated teams now include Windstorm, Tuck Your Chain, and Luxury Gold from round number 1, and round number 2 has claimed its first 2 victims. Venom Nation has lost to Insert Name, and Butterdog is able to take down the Navigators. Meanwhile, in the upper bracket, we have Didn't Ask triumphing over EXE. They go on to face the Favelas, and the winner of that game plays the winner of this game. First frag already coming down. Gunner going to be the first pick. One of the star performers so far for Aerial Arise throughout this map. He's been pretty good. He was 8-4. He'll now be 8-5, as now the Zophia's utility is no longer available to the attack.
Yeah, so Gunner being taken out as well. He's been a big fragment force. Losing him is definitely going to hurt, but I still think if they're able to consistently pull out the map controller they haven't in the past, then I don't think it's going to be too much to be worried about. As Butters is just going to go ahead and rotate back up the stairs. They had no one on flank watch there. Kool-Aid is going to fall. Dommy's going to fall to Prod with the C4, and this attack from Aerial Rise is just falling apart. I talked about how they were looking good, taking some solid map control. They did, but they just weren't looking for any kind of roam, and that just completely and totally shut them down. Whitlock getting very aggressive here.
Whitlock trying to find Butters and find the trade, but now he's just inside the site, and there's really nothing he can do as he's just crossfired from inside of Attic. There's a refrag, though. Wings with Trippin and Prod now under his belt, dealing a lot of damage to Jarvis as well. There's a 1v3 for him to try and work out of. He's being delayed by both the barbed wire as well as the Belusi Banshee inside of Attic. Unfortunately, oh, he can reach it. All right, he'll be able to clear it out. Diffuser is not in his control. There's only 40 seconds left. Doesn't look like he's got too much intel either. Jarvis is going to prep the C4 and swing it over, but before he even has the chance to, Nyx is there with the final kill. PogChamp take round number 8, and ladies and gentlemen, we are all tied up 4-4.
Yeah, it's... I mean, this is what PogChamp needed, is they needed to really pull this back in. They really needed to just, hey, stop the momentum from Aerial Arise as hard as you can, and this is the hard stop they needed for them. Tying it up like this, shutting them down 2 rounds in a row after a very, very, very dominant first half. That is exactly what they needed to going into this half here.
Aerial Arise falling a little bit flat right now on their attacks. I know normally they run the... Whitlock will run the Ace. Now he's been on the Hibana to make up for it. So far, their entry and their initial attack was successful, but answered back. This time, though, on the Dorm's attack, it just kind of fell flat. Aerial Arise need to do a better job of locking down whatever pick they want to go for first and ensuring that the defense has no way to respond. Of course, now is the offsite. Now we go on a meeting. Aerial Arise prefer dining. PogChamp appearing to, at least through their first rotation of sites, prefer meeting. Aerial Arise could go for a stage plant, which they have a lot of experience doing. Stage plants are typically what they go for over kitchen. But, I don't know. Throughout these first couple rounds, Aerial Arise certainly don't look like they have had the teeth that they had on their defense.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that. And I think part of that is that... I think there's just a little bit of a defensive advantage for how they were looking to play as well. I mean, they played... I mean, they relied very heavily on their... It felt like they relied a lot on their gun skill, and they also had a lot of mistakes from PogChamp that played very... that played very heavily into their strategy as well. But, I mean, I'm now seeing them on the attack make very, very similar mistakes. I mean, no intel on where Butters was at all, and he was able to just go ahead and walk back up the stairs and just completely take control of the diffuser like it was nothing.
Well, we'll see if Aerial Arise are able to prove a little bit more fearsome than they were before, and as the Melusi gets a little bit too aggressive, Whitlock will take his head off. Nyx goes down first as they're working to open up the attic wall. I mean, they weren't even done yet. Nyx just tried challenging one of the lines that the Maverick could draw, and Whitlock was there watching it and waiting. So, Aerial Arise now with the first pick, and for now, PogChamp don't yet have a response.
I'm waiting for it, but there's Prod actually going ahead, and the response you were talking about, there it is. He's going to go ahead and take down Gunner as well. And now Whitlock looking to try and respond back to his own, but there's Kool-Aid going to fall to the hands of Trippin and Prod, finds another one as well, double kill for him on the round. He takes down Dommy. It's a 4v2. Aerial Arise are crumbling under the pressure of PogChamp here, as Prod will finally be down, and Wings finally ends the reign of Trippin. There's Butters. I find Whitlock. It's a 1v3, all in the back of Wings once again. Will he be able to do it now? It's a technical 1v2 as Prod is down with, doesn't look like anyone in the position to pick him up. There's Jarvis going to go ahead and make it not even necessary as he takes down Wings, and PogChamp have taken the lead for the first time in this match.
Yeah, so far their defensive split looking very good, though this is what we saw from Aerial Arise. It was 3 in a row from their defense before PogChamp finally took a round back. Could be seeing a little bit of a repeat if Aerial Arise do the same. It's going to be Laundry, same exact site rotation that Aerial Arise were employing. Pretty much almost the same lineup, though they've got Ella and Goyo. Goyo being something that they run the previous round on Laundry, not something Aerial Arise had been bringing. Though Ella is quickly going to be 6 pick off of. That was a random pick.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest, smoke. So Trippin will be bringing that. Aerial Arise, they got a good entry, but Prod was just smoking their pack upstairs inside of Attic, challenging those long angles. The site, like, they didn't really even get to the site execute. It was the Wings trying to push down because all of Aerial Arise were stopped inside of either Attic or by the tower stairs in basement. So great pushback there by PogChamp.
Yeah, and I mean, taking the lead so far right now, I mean, that's, again, last round 4 was the hard stop that PogChamp needed to really, push Aerial Arise back and keep them from just racking up the momentum even more. And now they're just capitalizing on that and moving forward again. And if this continues the way that it is, then, I mean, it's going to be incredibly difficult for Aerial Arise to come back from this. They take another round. If they're able to take another round and slow down PogChamp a little bit, then I think they'll have more of a chance. But until they do that, I'm hesitant. There needs to be a pushback from Aerial Arise here if they really want to get this going again.
There's a bit of a light roam going on in tower right now from the defense. Goyo kind of on the middle of the tower stairs. Jaeger tucked in the corner. Hopefully Wings is going to be able to drone this out. He will spot the player. There we go. No misdrone here for Aerial Arise. Butters playing very aggressively. He'll try and retreat down, and Aerial Arise will not peek into it. Kool-Aid lets his prey slip away. Cam's still up, but now no more roamers inside of tower. So Aerial Arise, though they weren't able to get a pick, or at least able to shove the presence off and start doing their thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like they are going to start getting the hatch open there. Unfortunately, only 3 of them, it looks like, able to go off there. And I mean, this is what I was talking about. They were very good at getting early map control, especially for this site. But when it came down to the execute, it didn't really work in their favor. Now, if they're able to do that once again and just have a little bit of a stronger execute, then I think this is the momentum killer that Aerial Arise needs.
Butters, though, will take the head off of Wings, and down goes the Nomad. Good first pick here for PogChamp to keep the momentum in their favor in their back pocket. Mm-hmm. Aerial Arise, they only have 1:10 to go. They've not really done a lot with the time they've spent. Still 4 versus 5, and it's going to be made even worse so as Prod takes out Gunner. He'll be traded off, though, but there's an immediate refrag by Butters, since both he and Trippin tag on for 1 each, and now it's just Whitlock. 1 versus 3 for the Hibana to work himself out of. And so far, I mean, Butters has been on a tear. Whitlock, sure, he's been doing pretty well for himself, but now stuck inside a bunker, no diffuser control, multiple angles being held on his door. It's not looking too likely. He's able to start things off onto the Hibana, onto the Jaeger, but Nyx is quick with the refrag, and PogChamp will go from a 4-2 deficit to taking 4 in a row and putting themselves on map and match point.
I really was. I mean, this was the round for Aerial Arise. If they wanted to not have a very serious struggle to go back, that was the round for them to take. Now they're up against the wall. 1 more round, and they're down in losers. They have to take. They have to take 2 in a row, push it to overtime if they really want. I mean, they have to take 2 in a row basically, and there's no sign of that. Whereas before, during the first half, it was looking okay for PogChamp. They didn't seem like they really had a grip on things. They were really struggling, but they were at least able to pick up a round here or there. It's been 4 rounds in a row for PogChamp.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
It's looking very, very rough for Aerial Arise here if they really want to keep things going.
Aerial Arise now in a very sticky situation. And to be honest, they are POGCHAMP are looking unstoppable in their defenses.
They are. They absolutely are. I mean, it's very similar to what Aerial Arise were looking like, although POGCHAMP was able to really... There were a couple times we were able to grab their teeth on something, but really that has not been the case for Aerial Arise here, and POGCHAMP are really showing the CCS champions, hey, can't just rely on your gun skill for everything.
Yeah, of course, you know, neither team is playing with their full roster, so we can't really say that this is how the match would go should they both be fighting at full strength, but POGCHAMP, you know, still one round away from victory, one round away from going on to play the winner of the Favelas, and who was it? Didn't ask.
Yep.
So Aerial Arise already making their claim downstairs inside of kitchen, seeing the floor holes. Want to try and get some frags up through the floor inside of the dorms. Gunner now just kind of skating away, knowing that he can't really... With the floor holes he saw, he can't really do much with that. There's roamers that Aerial Arise have to worry about, though. You got Nyx all the way in the basement, maybe one other, but for now, they'll just keep going for this vertical destruction. They've got no bucks. They'll be using the Ash and Zofia to compensate for it, and it appears that Aerial Arise are going to try for a kids dorm to take.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, maybe a switch in strategy is exactly what they need, and it looks like already Gunner and Dami are looking to put pressure on White Stairs here, but once again, it doesn't look like they've done a ton of droning to really figure out where these roamers are, and it looks like Nyx is coming very, very close to Wings here, and it doesn't look like Wings is even the most remotely aware of it either. It looks like he's looking for a rotate.
They do have a drone.
Oh, they do have a drone. They're Z-pinging him. They actually do have they do know where he is. They're pinging him out. Wings knows that Nyx is there. He's waiting for the runaround from Nyx. He's actually going to go ahead and fall down the hatch and rotate down through basement. This could be the... It looks like that Wings able to push him off was really, really good there. And it looks like now they've actually pulled most of the roamers back up to site here to deal with the attack from Aerial Arise here.
And it is going to be a big window kids dorms take. They have two players right now stacked up outside the window. They've got to deal with Trippin. As soon as they jump in, Trippin is going to be a thorn in their side. But Gunner gets the first kill on the roamer. Butters with a refrag onto Kool-Aid. Down goes the Maverick. Trying to come up the White Stairs are two other attackers, both the Zofia and the Ash, as gunfire reigns true. It's 40 seconds left, and Aerial Arise need to make this push happen in the next few if they don't want to be crunched for time. Last player outside the window is going to be Whitlock. He's the man carrying the diffuser, and Gunner has rotated up with him. It's going to be Wings and Dami, both downstairs trying to come up White. There's not much in the way of crossfires with these last couple attackers, though, as Whitlock is just going to jump right through the gas and start playing the diffuser right under the window. He's got cover from Gunner, but here comes the swing, the smoke unsuccessful. Gunner with a great frag and great cover. Dami with one as he and Prod will trade blows. It's a 2 versus 3, make it a 1 versus 3 as Aerial Arise look to stem the bleeding. It's Jarvis trying to clutch things up for his team. Wings spots him out. They know he's in kids' dorms, but as Jarvis hits the reload, he's going to be damaged from Attic. No kill found just yet. Wings is just toying with him at this point, and he'll bring out the pistol, darting around everywhere. Aerial Arise finally take an attack. Still 6-5 POGCHAMP. Not OT just yet. Aerial Arise need one more if they want to stay in this.
Again, I'm very glad to see Aerial Arise coming back at this point. They needed to do this 2 rounds ago. It needed to be 5. It needed to be 5-5 going into that last round as opposed to 6-4. Because now they're still backs against the wall here, and they have been for 2 rounds. And they're gonna go back to kids' dorms. I'm sorry.
I think now that they're like, hey, if they do this, we're prepared for it.
If they do this, we're prepared for it, and even if we lose, we go to overtime as well. So, honestly, I think that makes a little bit more sense now that I'm thinking about it with POGCHAMP. They don't have as much to lose as Aerial Arise does. Aerial Arise, their back's against the wall. POGCHAMP is like, we can potentially have 4 more rounds. We're okay to lose 1 more if it comes down to it.
Yeah. Well, Wonder if they'll put more stake in the realm because, you know, if Aerial Arise are going to go for this push, they need that downstairs presence.
Absolutely they do.
If you can
I mean,
stop them from doing that or even delay their downstairs presence by enough,
10 seconds.
then you can easily hold them off. And that's already 2 drones being found by Jarvis in prep phase.
mm-hmm.
It's already a pretty decent start for the defense.
Locate a bomb.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh. That's a good cam from the Valkyrie, too. I wonder if he's going to try and play for a run out.
I think potentially he will. I'm very interested to see how PogChamp are going to adjust to this attack now. So already we're seeing a very aggressive position coming out from Whitlock here. He's already upstairs on
Bomb
Big
has
Dorm's
been
window.
located.
Oh, I wonder if that cam can see that the big door, the big window Balk. Looks like the Jaeger's trying to play off of it as well. That's a really good cam. It gives you a very large range of view on the outside. The only thing is I don't know if it's all that useful from where Aerial Arise are currently taking.
Yeah.
Gunnar has already tucked himself inside of Classroom. Jaeger's on main stairs. Shoot out the main cam and actually be able to skirt past Butters. Butters retreating upstairs into Armory. Gunner's currently just moving through, face checking everything. Not playing for that vertical destruction, but Dami is. We hear the first explosion go off. Gunnar has no idea where Butters is. He's still looking down towards the basement, afraid that Malusi was previously in the basement is still there. Maverick going to be opening the attic wall, and no, Aerial Arise will not be going for that Kid Storm's attack again. Or if they do, instead of pressuring from White, there'll be attic pressure instead, and good actually adjustment from PogChamp. Instead of reinforcing that wall and giving the freeze plant spot away, they will open it up in its entirety, making it a lot more dangerous to try and do a big window plant.
Yeah, absolutely. And already it was a fantastic shot by Dami there onto Nyx. The very, very tight angle. So far, there is a minute left in this round, and that's the first engagement we have seen. So a lot of setup coming out here from Aerial Arise as they're just they're waiting for the right moment to strike here. But if they wait too long, things may not go in their favor. Butters is there to go ahead and open it out there for PogChamp, bringing it down to 4-4. Kool-Aid taking a bit of damage. The push in from Wings goes horribly. Kool-Aid falls as well as Prod gets a double kill there, sitting in the back of Attic. It's now a 4v2 in the favor of PogChamp. It's not looking good. Dami and Whitlock are the only 2 up here. Butters gonna go ahead and finish him off, but now it's all up to Whitlock here in a 1v4.
Yeah, that push through the through Attic definitely botched. Prod, a big play with the Vector, finding 2 kills in just the 1 mag with body shots, no less. Whitlock is able to get 1 kill back in the 1v4, but there's still 3 to find in only 20 seconds. This match is as good as done. PogChamp, with Prod's final kill, will move on in the winner's bracket. They send the CCS champions of Aerial Arise down into the loser's bracket, 1 game away from elimination, and they go on to play the winner of the Favelas and Didn't Ask.
That was a very, very close game that completely had the script flipped on Aerial Arise there. I mean, they looked